kind of a quick one for you tonight. Just going to kind of update you a little bit on the progress here. I've been busy working and just kind of finalizing a bunch of the details. And I'm just really happy with how this is turning out. But thought I'd just kind of hop on and do a quick video as to where we stand, because there might be a little bit of break in the bike stuff for a bit, because I got to kind of wait a little bit now. But I'm going to show you what we got done here, and I think we're sitting pretty good. So I still got to get a front sprocket cover and a slave cylinder. I'm waiting to get one with the kind of the case saver combo deal there. So that's a purchase I got to make yet. But everything else is almost about 95% wrapped up. Everything's fully bolted again. I heat wrapped some stuff. I was originally planning on putting there's a little oil pressure regulator filter there for the turbo feed. I originally wanted to get it more outboard in this area, but it's just not quite the right fitment of getting it in there. So we just kind of put it in that little void down there. Kind of in its own little spot, shouldn't really be an issue in there. The feed line on both sides I got heat wrapped, as you can see. It's that like titanium, heat resistant, 2500 degree, whatever, heat sleeve stuff. It's pretty nice. And then obviously I got a little fairing mount off the turbo here, because the fairing on this side kind of becomes a little bit less substantial when you do a side mount. But I coated the turbo. I got my couplers are all on and figured out. The connections are all made. And everything's pretty much finalized. I got the exhaust is done and coated. I've even figured out my oil scavenge line. See, it comes off the pump here. Runs underneath. Hangs lower than I'd like, but it does miss everything. And it's really not in any danger of hitting the ground because of the bike bottoms out way before the oil pan ever gets close to hitting anything. And even when I go like for a lean angle, if we get some right side turnoffs at the end of the track, there's plenty of room. I know the back is up in the air, but I've already had it off of the swing arm stand and flat, kind of checking stuff out, making sure all my clearances are good. But yeah, I mean, I got like most of last week. It's Friday right now. I have most of last week of fitting and finish and just making it all kind of come together. Everything was kind of roughed in, but nothing was finalized and tightened down and just good to go. And like right now, this is like ready to run kit. I'm going to run a little turbo guard, just a little screen over this. I'm not going to have a big old air filter hanging off of it. I'm not going to run the velocity stack that I did run for a little bit last year. Don't know if it made a difference or not. It just looked kind of cool. But I mean, it does look cool, but I don't think it's necessary. Not with the forward facing. The bike has never had a problem making boost. I mean, this whole orientation is just a fitment situation. But yeah, I mean, everything is really coming together, and I'm excited to get this thing fired up. I do still need a clutch. This was like the last piece I put off because I didn't want to tie my money up into one part and then not be able to get all the other stuff that I needed. So I conquered more work first. That's just a bolt in. Save a little more money. We'll get that situated, and then we can fire it up, because obviously that clutch is what drives the oil pump. But yeah, I'll show you kind of how I got the fairings. I'll put the fairings on for now, and then that's how it's going to sit for a little bit until we get going on the clutch. But I'll show you how I got everything trimmed and fit. Looks pretty cool. So there you have it. That's how she's going to look at full tilt boogie. This side really doesn't look much different. I still got to make that. I kind of forgot about that. I got to make my exhaust for the wastegate. I'm going to just kind of mimic how the other side looks style-wise, how it comes out and then it'll turn out. But that'll function for firing it up until I get material if I need to. But that's how she's going to be with the fairings on it. So it's tucked in about as far as I can get it. Like, I don't know how much closer I can get that turbo into the cases and still be able to get exhaust out of it. That's kind of why it's cocked up a little bit, is if it was sitting straight, there's literally no room for the exhaust to get past the cases in there. But that's the jam. So I officially have a Turbo Hayabusa side mount 1K, I guess. Kind of not how I thought this project was ever going to go, or this bike. But this project was a whole lot of fun, and I'm super stoked. Got some fuzz on there. But yeah, like I said, once you start trimming the stuff, there's just a lot of this goes away. But this fairing is like, that ain't going, you know, Wisconsin fashion. That ain't going nowhere. So we'll get a clutch and we'll get this thing fired up. Hopefully sometime in the next, we'll say within the next month would be nice, hey? So that's kind of that for now. That's where we stand. We might be at a little bit of a standstill for a minute. The reason I didn't film a bunch after the last video was because there really wasn't a lot to film. I mean, I can only show so much of me sitting around for 2 hours trying to figure out how to route a oil return line from a turbo, or just putting covering on some hoses, or painting some stuff. So there was really no hard work being done. It was just time consuming little fitment and finish stuff. So last video you saw everything kind of roughed in how it was going to be. Now it's just kind of, you know, painted and detailed up and pretty much, you know, how it's going to go. So really all the hard fab work is done. This project is about as complete as it can get without, you know, short of just running. But yeah, the front sprocket cover, wastegate dump, and we got fuzz on everything, and good clutch. So for now, I'm going to head in the house. I'm going to bed early tonight because tomorrow is like the first big car show swap meet going on. Kind of kicks off season around here. So I'm taking the turbo. That'd be cool too. I'm taking the supercharged Dodge out to car show. We'll walk around the swap meet, and I'm gonna try to find some stuff for the garage out there. Cut off wheels, flat discs, just garage supplies, some rags, whatever I can get. But it's gonna be a fun day. I'm gonna try to film some of that, and yeah, little truck stuff now. So we'll see you in the next update. Hopefully next bike video, this thing might be closer to running.